guys? Hope you had an amazing first week of the year. Hope your week was productive. Mine was pretty hectic because of the 5-day to 50K a month challenge. I literally didn't have any energy left to put out any piece of content on YouTube or any other platform, because for the 5-day challenge, I literally had to create almost 150 pages of content, right? And most people, when they're doing challenges, they're just looking to give you away stuff that you can't even leverage to grow your business, right? Because most of their products, most of their solutions are actually more information, right? But for us, clientacquisition.io, our emphasis is not on info products, right? Of course we have information, but information has never made society wealthy, because Google has everything you need, right? So for us, our main thing that we sell our customers is actual implementation. We actually implement stuff for them. So when I was making this challenge, I was asking myself, why do you have to keep some stuff away from people just because they didn't pay? So what I decided to do is I decided to build, almost 150 pages of content to give away, right? The same stuff that people who pay, 10 grand to work with us, access, right? Or at least some of it, right? Not everything, of course, but at least like 80% of the same stuff that we share with our customers was there. And so I was like drained. I was out of it, right? My juice was not there anymore, right? Because you can't create like 20 pages in a single day and then go on YouTube and make a piece of content, even if it's a 5-minute video, right? But I just wanted to make this short video just to walk you guys through what was shared in the challenge. And for anyone who's currently in a place where if you're currently in a place where you don't know how you will get your next 50K per month in Q1 in the first quarter of 2022, then you're gonna want to access and buy access to the content that was shared in the 5-day challenge, right? For everyone who showed up, who were live, it was free. But what we've decided to do is, because of how much value I ended up sharing, we're actually going to create a product behind it, right? So we've built a funnel around it, but I'm going to be sharing that shortly with you guys. But let's get into what actually was shared, right? So some of the stuff that we started with, right? I'm going to show you guys in what order everything was shared. So we started with 7-figure thinking and decision making. Why? Because I've realized that the number one thing that keeps people from growth is the decisions and the thinking process that they have, right? So first day we spent almost 2 hours just talking about thinking and decision making. We talked about a few things: human biases, we talked about mental models, right? And we talked about things like probabilistic thinking. We talked about second order thinking. We talked about first principles, reasoning from first principles, right? This is the stuff that, Elon Musk leverages to literally build rocket ships. We talked about environment, how important your environment is, and what you should do if your environment is not if you're not in the right environment that pushes you to actually become the person that you should be, right? We also talked about how to build a character that actually makes it, that achieves your goals effortlessly, right? So that was the first day, right? If you go in here, we've actually built a program for this, okay? Because it was so heavy that we had to literally, build something, right? If you look at here, there's a 2-hour video, guys, okay? And also, I forgot to mention it, but we had over 300 people sign up. And we had like almost close to 400 people sign up, and we had 100 people plus show up on the first day, right? Which was pretty sick to me, just seeing other people, because if you invested time with me and spent 2 hours with me, like that's more than even the money that you can ever even pay me, right? Like that's valuable to me. So to everyone who showed up, like thank you. Thank you all. Thank you for spending time. Thank you for spending the most important resources with us, because that's really valuable. Okay. Now, once we figured out how to think and how to make decisions to actually scale, now we went and talked about niche selection and checklist and offer perfection. So if you're currently stuck and not knowing like what niche you should double down on, then we solve that issue for you. If you're currently offering if you're currently selling an offer that doesn't work, right? So you're selling Facebook ads and you're starting to see, the market become numb and more numb to your message, to your offer. Nobody wants to buy it from you. Then you're going to want to access this, right? If you're stuck charging $1,500, $2,000, it's like, no, you're not going anywhere charging that kind of money. So how do you actually increase and start charging high ticket prices, 5 to 10K per month, right? And then after that, we went and talked about client acquisition systems. Okay, we went and talked about, let me show you guys, because this is a really cool stuff. We went and talked about 6-figure outbound prospecting framework, things that you need to set up before you actually start your outreach, importance of sales assets, right? How do you actually build sales assets and message structure for outbound campaigns, Instagram outreach workflows for Instagram, for Facebook, for LinkedIn, right? And then how are we leveraging paid audiences? Okay. How is our company leveraging paid audiences? How are our customers leveraging paid audiences? The actual workflow behind leveraging paid audiences. How are we leveraging strategic partnerships, right? We have customers who are leveraging strategic partnerships to literally close 8K a month customers, right? After 2 years of struggling, right? And so these are some of the acquisition systems that we leverage literally for our customers, okay? After that, we went and we covered the sales process and the components of a 50K to 100K a month sales process, right? Like, what is the structure of things that you should put in place in order to scale past 50K or 100K a month, right? The fact that we went back on mindset and thinking. We went over high ticket. How much should you charge? The importance of building an A team, right? Like, how do you actually build a team, guys? Right? Different levels of delegation, right? This is the type of stuff that nobody's talking to you about. Everybody's selling you the idea of getting to 10K a month, but nobody's telling you how to actually build a multiple 7, even a multiple 8-figure business, right? So you need to know how to build teams. So there are levels of delegation. I share that. The fact that you need an audience. How do you actually grow an audience? Okay. How do you build a brand? Systematize your outbound prospecting. The different things that you need to put in place to systematize your outbound prospecting. Okay. Again, here's a piece of content. 2 hours again. Like, this is crazy stuff, right? And then after that, we went and mentioned how do we find and train and delegate our customers' client acquisition to $3 an hour virtual assistant. So if you don't know how to find virtual assistants, if you don't know how to train them, then this will be the thing that you want to access, right? Most people are being sold VAs that cost like $150 to $200, and then they hope that VA will take over the business for them, but that never actually ends up working. So what we did is we showed you how to do it the right way. How have we been able to, when I was running an appointment setting agency, we had like 10 to 14 virtual assistants. So I had to figure out how to really build and manage them and train them properly, right? And if you look at some of the customers' feedback, right, some people were literally signing customers on the call. Signed a 3K a month deal today. Thanks, Serge. People said, you've got everything, but it's so hard to take it all in. There's no way you can implement everything on our own, right? So there is so much value that it's almost hard to implement everything. I like the fact that it's actually valuable info. I was expecting to be sold like those standard webinars, right? Like, this wasn't a webinar, guys. This was literally me serving and answering people's questions around everything they need to scale past 7 figures a year, okay? So this is where it's really good. Giuseppe was in his 9 to 5, but he said that every time I logged in, there was always value and a shit ton of it. More than 1K courses I've bought. I know I missed out big time for the time I wasn't on. Great job, Serge. 10x my expectations, right? But yeah, like, guys, if you can go and read people's feedback, but this is literally going to change your life, okay? I can stand behind that. And then we have different workflows, right? The same workflow we use to get people to add 50K per month within our agency, Instagram outreach workflow, LinkedIn outreach workflow. And then not only that, you actually get access to a private Discord community, okay? So I have a Facebook group, right? But there are over 1,000, almost like 1.4K members now. But one thing that I've realized is that I'm not as active on Facebook as I am on Discord, because our community is hosted on Discord, right? So I was like, well, what if I actually built a community on Discord, right? And I feel like there's less friction of me having to switch platforms and go on Facebook and get distracted than if I actually got a private people, like everyone who joined, right, is actually getting invited to this private Discord community. And this is just so you guys can have access to me, can have access to my team, you can have access to the content that is going to be shared in this private community. Okay, so if you'd like to be surrounded by like-minded people who are getting after it, then you're gonna probably want to be part of this community. So yeah, not only will you get this, you can just check out everything that you can access by joining this, by buying access to this challenge or the content that was covered in this challenge. You can just check out this 14-minute video. But yeah, all you need to do if you want to access it, just click here. And then let me see if it even works. Actually, this was actually a preview. Yeah. So the price of this is $199 US. We normally charge 10 grand for our program. So this is like, I think, how much is it percentage wise? I think it's like 20%. No, 2%. 2% of the actual cost of the $500,000 program. So, but I over-delivered in my opinion, guys, and I think that it's worth the price. But if you're worried about the money, then don't buy it. Okay. Like if you'd like to keep $199, then please don't buy it. I understand that. Use that to do something else. Maybe go get a virtual assistant. But if you'd like to access the content that was shared here, it's over 10 hours of content. If you'd like to be in our private community on Discord, and if you'd like to actually build a relationship with me, then buy this thing. Let's become friends, guys. Okay? Because the fastest way to actually get someone's attention is to do business with them. If you've never done business with me, or if you've never exchanged value with me, then why would you expect me to pay attention to you? Okay? I think I've, like I said, over 150 pages of content around acquisition, offer perfection, how to actually think properly, the client acquisition systems you need. You get to pick which one, okay? The 50K to 100K a month sales process and how to build your acquisition team, okay? And then scaling and sustaining, right? I didn't talk about scaling and sustaining, but we went and talked about how to actually scale with a better delivery mechanism, right? Like there's so much amount of stuff that I couldn't even go over it in this video, okay? It was over 10 hours of content, so I'm not going to make a YouTube video around with that last 10 hours. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Hopefully for those who will be joining us, then I'm looking forward to communicating and sharing with you guys more stuff on Discord. For everyone who's already there, thank you so much, and I appreciate you guys. Have an amazing weekend, and let's get after it, baby. Bye-bye.